mean, that's why I got into, so actually, it's very funny. I was living in Shanghai for 18 years. And I was a photographer for the New York Times, and then I was also a photographer and a freelance writer for lots of other publications. And living in Shanghai with 35 million people every day started driving me a little bit crazy, because it was just this pressure of people all the time. And a lot of people, like, I kind of like have a crowd phobia now, which might also be why I started a career to climb mountains and walk across deserts by myself.
Yeah.
But I basically like needed to get out of Shanghai on a regular basis. So I started going out to like Western China, Tibet, all these places where they had mountains and open space. And I started going out with some friends and climbing and trekking and living in a tent for a week with Tibetan guides and yaks and donkeys, and going, having them all carry our food in our tent and our petrol for the generator. And I started learning about all these logistics of having to put together these like 10, 14 day, 200-mile trekking trips through the Himalayas and stuff like that. And eventually I flipped those two worlds over. I just said, like, okay, I was 300 days a year in Shanghai and 60 days a year out in the wild. And then I just flipped it to being 300 days a year out in the wild and actually being able to work and make content and make TV shows, and then spending as little time in Shanghai as possible. And that was part of my development of how I started moving into television.